Hi guys!
Hello guys.
I'm here with Vincent, the owner of Fabia Rome in Wethersfield, Connecticut, and today I am getting extensions. So, do you want to spin me around so they can see how short my hair is?
Sure, we're going to spin you around.
This is where we're starting. It's very short, very layered.
So when Lisa first came to me, I was shocked about her beautiful salt and pepper hair. I didn't think, usually I expect those kind of hair from a woman that is like a senior citizen. So I was kind of impressed that somebody as young as a 30-year-old will have this kind of hair, but then 30. She told me her age and I said, wow, okay. So it's great, and I think it's nice that you are going full natural.
Okay, my hair is all clean, squeaky clean. We did clarifying shampoo, right?
Yeah, we did 2 shampoos with clarifying shampoo. The hair is squeaky clean and it's ready to go. We did a little bit of curling iron because it had a little bit of somewhat fly away right at the end where there was a little damage there. But yes. I think we're going to give it a whirl. I think extensions are going to look really good.
So today what I did for extensions, these are VP Fashion extensions, and these are the same extensions that I've been using for my ponytail extension that you see me wearing all the time. So these are the tape-in extensions. I decided to try to color them myself the same way that I've been coloring my ponytail. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work. We're going to try it. Vincent does do all of his own customization. He gets all of his... Do you want to show that swatch of all the colors that you have for extensions?
Yeah, sure.
He has so many different colors of extensions. You do not need to buy them anywhere else, but if you want to, I would definitely recommend the VP Fashion. It took me hours to do this, and that is why you would normally go to a professional like Vincent to have your extensions customized or to get the color that's perfect for your hair. But me, I like to do my little DIY, so that's what I did here.
Red and pink, and they're gorgeous.
These light pink colors, oh, that's so pretty. Maybe I'll do that next time.
Why not? We can try that, right? So we do have our own certified extensions that we do. But today we're going to do these gorgeous extensions that Lisa showed us right now, and let's give it a whirl, see what happens.
All right.
Okay. So Lisa, we're going to start with I believe the gray ones, and if I think we're going to use some of this ombre type of extensions, we're going to go there.
Okay.
But here's what we need to do this extension. We need a small red tail comb.
Okay.
Right here, right? We need a regular comb, and we need one of these boar's head brush. These are extension brushes. It's necessary so that it does not drag or pull the extensions when they're on your scalp. We're also going to need a few of these little clips so that we maintain the hair in a proper position while we apply the extensions. And that's about the only tools you're going to be needing at this point, including not forget the flat iron.
The flat iron.
To just warm up the bonds a little bit while we install them.
Okay.
Okay, so for our density, for Lisa's density, we're going to need a lot of extensions. So we need to kind of make a little bit of a plan here. So we're going to start below the occipital bone, right about here. And we're going to do a couple of partitions over here. The first partition is going to be right down the middle. Just like that. Now she has different lengths, so it's going to be difficult probably to have one clip take care of every hair, so we might use 2 clips. Well, let's try this at this point. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side.
And because I'm going to be wearing my hair up in a ponytail, do you install any differently?
Yeah, we're going to go about everybody usually at one point or another that wears extensions puts their hair up, either because they are a little warm, because they're jogging, they're exercising, or just because they want to just get it out of their face for whatever reason. So we always try to compensate for that and just start a little bit above, maybe 2 inches from the lower end of your nape, okay? Which is about halfway to the ear, I would say. That's a good gauge to think about where to start the extensions, so that you have enough hair to pull up and she can cover it up. And always test that. You know, once you put the first extension, just flip the hair up, and if the extension is covered, the tab is covered, then you know that you're in good shape. Okay, Lisa?
Okay.
Alrighty. How you doing under there? Okay?
I'm good.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Alrighty, here we go. So we made that first partition right there, if everybody can see it. Right here is the first line, and we're going to apply the extensions right by the line, right here. Just a little bit off base so that we know. Now I like to stack the extensions just because they flow better, so I start my first extension right in the center, right like this. And you can do a couple of things with the extensions. You can put it, and I'll show you why. So you could do it this way by leaving the hair down and apply the first extension right on the top, right so. Right about like that, okay? And then just kind of roll it with your red tail comb like this, and then flip it up. And actually, they will dictate the hair that they want to grab. That is an easy way to do it, especially if it's a do-it-yourselfer. That is the best way to do it. Professionals can do it all kinds of other ways, but this is a good way of doing it. And then what you do, you take the second piece and just lift that up. That's it. Very clean. Just apply it right underneath, and just like so, and just kind of go right on it. And that's beautiful. It doesn't have any waterfall kind of movement. It's nice and flat and tight to the scalp, and I think she feels very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Will you? Okay, here we go. I just touch it up for about 1 or 2 seconds, and it just kind of really seals that glue. It warms it up and kind of connects it together, and makes it for a good bond at this point. Okay, we're going to go to the next level. Just going to put it right on the top. It's nice because you can, this way you can position it better. The hair are not sliding all over the place for you. You grab it like this, and then see when they lift it, they already know which hair to put the sandwich in, which is the second extension. And just pick it up, see it? Go right under it, drop it, position it, like so, perfect. Okay, you want to stay about 1/4 inch away from the sides, because when it goes up, right here, it's going to be 1/4 inch away from the sides. So some of her hair are here, you don't want to go right to the edge. Just like that. You have more control in position. When you do this technique, you have more control in position. Again, especially if you do it by yourself at home. I always advise to have a professional do it, always, always, always. But if you want to do it on your own, limited budget, whatnot, then you can do your own thing. Let's stop at 6 minutes. And here we have the very, very first layer of extension. You look in the bottom, you want to do the test by lifting all of it up, and you can see there is no bond showing at all. See it? Very smooth transition, no bond is showing at all. Okay? Okay, so we're putting a couple of rows now, and on the third row, because I have a larger area, I can begin my stacking in the way of like bricklaying. So it just starts, if you look at the last extension is here, right there. We're going to start with stacking it right about here. So the extension is right here. We're going to go right in the middle, right up to there, and that's where we're going to put the next one. Okay? And that will give a natural integration and natural hair flow coming down. And there we go. We're gonna go, this is the middle of the last extension. So we're gonna go right there. Right there. Yeah. Make sure that when you lift the extension, you don't drag the hair. Just pick up the hair that is already glued on in the very first extension. So make sure you don't pick up a lot of these extra hair and bring them up, okay? So just whatever is being glued on from the extension that you're putting on top is the hair that you want to trap between the extension sandwiches, okay? You make a sandwich this way, and you don't pick up any more hair besides what the first extension picked up, okay?
Now, is that one of the tips to avoid any kind of damage or breakage?
Correct, because here's what happens. You know, you heard of track alopecia, everybody heard of track alopecia. And what happens with extensions, that when you pull certain amount of tension on the hair, there is that issue that you can pull it away from the actual cuticle. And if that happens, then that means you can snap the actual hair from the capillary, and it begins to create a hair loss problem. So what you do is you always want to put in enough hair perpendicularly in. You don't want to take hair from this side and bring him here, or hair from that side and bring him here, because if you do that, that's when that damage occurs. So you have to be very careful with that, and don't take anything from underneath here that doesn't belong on the extension, because if you took this hair here and you pull them in and you begin to drag, especially when she combs her hair, that can create breakage and loss. Okay, so it has to be very free flowing with nothing pulling or dragging in between.
I feel like a lot of people that have experienced breakage and damage from tape-in extensions are because they're being installed incorrectly.
Incorrectly, correct. And that happens a lot also with your keratin extensions, because it's so tiny, those keratin bonds, that they pull the hair from one side to the other. Maybe the person doesn't have a lot of hair, so they pull like this, and they create like a funnel, and all these hair outside the funnel, outside the center of the funnel, are going to be creating tension and therefore snapping away from the capillaries, and that's when damage occurs. So we have to be very, very careful. That's why I really like these step-ins, for that reason. There is a lot more area, especially for somebody that has very thin hair.
And that is the reason that I decided to have you professionally install them instead of trying this myself, because I didn't want to cause any damage to my hair.
And we do it every day. So somebody that has experience, I mean, I've been doing this for 28 years, actually the extension part of it. I think I did it when we used to put in a little bit of hair inside the glue and do it. So in the very, very beginning, I feel like Christopher Columbus when it comes to extensions. But you have to know what you're doing, and that's why I really think that somebody that does this every day and knows all the rules and techniques and is really careful, you will get much, much better results.
Wonderful. So a few more things that I was just thinking is about going to the beach or in a pool. How do the extensions work then?
Okay, another good question, Lisa. So if you go to the beach, what most of us do in the summertime, or use the pool, it depends on some warmer climate, you get to do that. Wear an extension on a full-time basis all year round. For example, if you're in California, you are going to go to the beach and the pool more often than somebody here in Connecticut, but right now we're about to get some frost tonight. So that's what's going to happen. So if that happens, very important to do. I always tell my clients to get in the shower. You know, a lot of the beach area, they have the public showers, or if you're in a beach house, you get in the shower, rinse your hair down from all the product that you put it in, and then take some nice conditioner, put it on there, and kind of leave it there. Walk out with your hair a little bit damp, wet, full of that conditioner, and then hit the beach and enjoy yourself for the day. That does two things. One, it kind of protects it from oxidation, because now you got moisture in there, and there is, the color is kind of protected because there is some conditioner. And two, when you get inside the water, the sulfates, the salts of the ocean, by the time they get to the actual core of the cuticle of the hair, it's going to be a little while. So there's a little bit more protection, because the actual hair shaft is already swollen and gorged or filled with the conditioner and the regular pure water. But the moment you come out, then you want to hit that shower and rinse everything out.
Okay.
Now, what I like to do, I know probably some of you have seen other videos that apply extensions, and they do what they call box application, which goes straight. I'm going to show it on Lisa here. It goes straight like this. If you notice, this one over here begins to pick up a little bit of an angle. And the reason why I do that is because we have a round head, we don't have a square head. So we want to follow the contour of the scalp so that when this comes up on an angle like this instead of a block straight like this, when Lisa is ready to pull her head up like this, she won't have to fight the tip of the tab that you have right here. So that's how we follow that contour, okay? It's a little bit more tedious, but I promise you it will have better results.
And tell me about maintenance. What do I need to know about keeping my extensions as healthy as possible and so that the glue does not come undone?
Okay, so the most important thing with extensions is this. When you go home, you need to do three things. One, you need to buy a silk or satin pillowcase because
I have one. I have
you
a
have
silk
one. That's
pillowcase.
beautiful.
Yep.
So if you buy a silk pillowcase, so it doesn't drag your extensions or create matting in the back. Second thing you need to do, brush them at night. And when you do wash them, let's say if you take a shower at nighttime and you choose to wash the hair, then always dry extensions. Don't ever let the extension hair dry. They must be dry with a blow dryer, and make sure that the tabs themselves are dry.
Okay.
Because the hair kind of swells up and shrinks up and does all kinds of stuff like that. So you want to bring the hair to the natural environment that they were when they were installed, which is dry.
Okay.
Okay, so very, very important. As far as other maintenance, shampoo, you want to use a good sulfate-free shampoo, not necessarily any particular brand that I can think of. Any good, high-quality sulfate-free shampoo should do it.
Okay.
Some manufacturers do want their own shampoo to be used on their extensions, and I will follow their directions because probably their glue are designed to be much more forgiving when they use their own product. So
Okay.
pay attention to the manufacturer's instructions. And
Is there anything that I can do if I feel like one of the extensions is coming loose? Or is it just gonna come out? Like, I
Well-
see you're using the flat iron. Like, if I use a flat iron, will that help make the glue start working again?
That's a good question. So it does help, but it does not help when already the extension has slid away from the other extension, because now you are exposed to other glue. So when you put the flat iron there, now you're gluing your hair and you're creating a mess. A lot of issues are going to happen with that. So just be very, very careful. I'd rather see you go over there with a little bit of alcohol and kind of go in with a nice crochet needle, put a little alcohol on it, remove the actual tab. And if somebody that does your extension is going to give you maybe or sell you or give you a pack of tabs.
Yes,
You could do
VP
that.
Fashion gives you a ton of extra
Oh,
tabs.
beautiful. So what I think the best thing to do is not to go over there again, because you can't see it. If you can feel them move a little bit, it just slides just a tad, then you can go back and kind of roll it up with your finger, thumb and forefinger, and then apply a little bit of heat, and that will seal it again. But
Okay.
if it slides off completely, then you're better off taking it off, put a little bit of alcohol, comb the alcohol through, take a blow dryer, blow it dry again, and reapply the extension with clean tabs.
Okay.
That will be the best way to do it. Okay, Lisa, what I want to show the audience right here what I did when I first put the first extension on. So the extension is on. I pressed very, very hard, and then I took my time that when I flipped it over, I didn't want to rush the client. I just want to make sure that the client has the proper job, what she's paying for. I want to make sure that her fears don't come through when it comes to pulling and tugging the hair right off from the base of the follicle. So when you lift these up, if you see there is over here, is a very clean line. You see a very clean line. There is no extra hair that they're coming up here. There is none of that stuff. Super clean line. So there is no pressure, no tension. That is the most important part of putting
And nothing's
extensions on.
pulling, they're super
Nothing is
comfortable.
right? So you're not gonna get a headache. I hear a lot of times people go home and says, you know, Vincent, and I gotta be honest with you, you know, in my early days, I've had people that said to me, Vin, I went home, I had to take 2 aspirins. And I tried to think about that, and I said, you know, why does she have to take 2 aspirin? And then as time went on, you know, years went by, and as you get better and better at doing things like this, you notice that when you're tugging hair, even it's like, almost like Chinese torture. You know,
Yeah.
you take one hair, you pull it, doesn't mean anything, the first maybe 1 minute, and then like an hour later, it's like, oh my God, you know, you gotta get rid of that. So that's what happens
Right.
with pulling. So you gotta make sure that, you know, the person that does it to you kind of like is passionate at what they're doing, and they really have your best benefit in mind. That is so important to choose a designer that can do this. Now, I just finished this roll, and this is what I call it a C roll. In other words, continuation of the contour. It goes right up. It doesn't go square and stops over here and another square starts, because I want Lisa to feel very comfortable when she pulls her hair up that nothing shows. And you can see this, nothing will show. If you pull this hair up, they're never going to see one tab.
My hair's so short down there.
And also, I'm going to ask Lisa, do you feel comfortable when I just pulled your hair?
I can't even tell there's anything in my hair.
Right, so you don't feel any tension, you don't
No.
feel any pulling, pinching, or none of that.
Nope.
You know what that means?
That you did a
It's
great
sign
job.
of a great job. Exactly. You're right on. That's what it means. So we're going to continue that row in a side here, and then we come back to you in a moment with our next tips. We are going to, this is the very first set of extension that I put on the side. I came up. So we talked about before, we brought it up and it was very natural. She can't see it. Also what happens, she doesn't feel any discomfort, and that is a major, major achievement when you as a designer apply these extensions. What we're trying to do, because of this color, when she colored this extension, obviously she has no control by doing salt and pepper, of course, so she only could do a solid color. But what we're trying to do is go up here as far as we can, so we can integrate it as much as we can, and I'm sure she's going to be looking fabulous. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to concentrate. Now it's okay here to put the straight up and down extension, because the first ones are the ones that are going to do the job, and then over here begin to again go back. This is a straight line, but here begins to do because the back part of her head begins to become a contour. So that's my angle begins right here, between just right here before I get to the center of her scalp.
So these extensions are 16-inch length. I wanted to let you guys know.
So we're going to be doing a few more videos coming up, and there's going to be a lot more interesting things we're going to be talking about with extensions and with other methods of hair loss processes that we can help women with, right, Lisa?
Yeah, do you want to talk about all the different things that you do here?
So I've been doing this for many, many years, and I concentrated initially on men's hair loss, and then in the 80s, when women begin to show interest in taking care of their own personal hair loss that was going on, and I'm not quite sure why it took them so long, but they have evolved to a point that now probably 80% of hair loss business that we do here at Fabio Rome and also the Wig Gallery is women.
Really,
based.
80%?
Yes, it's becoming
Wow.
big. We have all kinds of recommendation from dermatologists and in oncology offices in regards to different kind of hair loss, either chemo-induced or natural hair loss. And so we do a lot of those, and also we do, again, a lot of extensions. Right now, what we have going on, maybe with the next video, I think what I want to do is show your audience the top of the head units that we use to take care of the partial male pattern baldness that happens to women. There is three types of baldness that we kind of see a lot. One is the male pattern baldness, the other one is the female pattern baldness, which is total diffusion across the board. And Then there is the alopecia totalis, and also we have what they call frontal lobe alopecia, which women lose their hair from year to year. And it's really sad to see some
And
of these women
what
deal with
kind
that.
of things do you do for that? So you do extensions, you have the wig gallery.
Right. So we do extension. We have the wig gallery, which we concentrate on a lot of. We talked about in the last video.
Yeah, we did another
before.
video, so if you guys haven't seen it, I will link it below. Amazing wig gallery here.
Okay, and then what we do, so we female pattern hair loss. We do many different procedures, including what they call permanent bonding. So permanent bonding is a procedure that we used to do to men. We still do to men, and it's like a gas permeable contact lens kind of a base, very very thin polyurethane base. And what we do with that base, we inject human hair to that base, and then we shave the top of the head of a person, and we apply this second scalp or second skin to that,
Oh, wow.
and just
Is
they
that
can
one of the
swim,
videos
they
we're
can
gonna do?
We're gonna do one of those videos.
We're gonna do a video on that, so I
Yeah.
will show you everything he's
Yeah.
got going on here.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a top of the head unit that gets clipped on. A video on that.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
okay.
and then this is my pet project, which I'm very very proud to bring to light, and it's going to be our mobile unit. Mobile unit to help a lot of people, a lot of chemo patients that are not able to come and see us, or maybe a lot of chemo patients that they want to have their loved ones together in the same room, and they can get and they cannot coordinate the appointment with all the ones because of work or different schedule to come down and kind of help them make that transition, because it is a very emotional time for them.
And
So-
you travel, what are the states that
So
you're
we
gonna
travel to 3 states. The package we're going to offer for consultation is going to be for Connecticut. A state package is going to be Rhode Island. Is going to be Massachusetts. And we come to them if they can come to us. That's our new motto. And we are bringing them just the platform that we have available for the particular problem with for the chemo patient. So we're very excited. We're going to be shooting
So
a video.
wonderful. Yeah, I'll film all of that for you.
So here, if you notice list of extensions, I place them really, really close to the scalp. Now, you could not do this with any other in any other way besides this procedure that I'm trying here to do, because if you place this close to the scalp, doing it in a reverse method, like meaning starting from the bottom and then put the sandwich on top, you're going to always have some kind of drag. So you're going to be a quarter of an inch, you're going to be half an inch away. A lot of people say, well, being a quarter of an inch or half an inch away is really good, because then you don't fall, you don't get that waterfall effect of looking like this. And I totally agree. So somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience, if they don't know how to put the extension like that, they drag them down and they put them maybe a quarter of an inch away from the scalp. And there is a reason for that, because otherwise it's going to create a headache, it's going to create some tension. But I'm able to put this extension nice and close to the scalp.
Yeah, it's
You're
so
getting
look how flat that
very,
is.
very flat, and you're getting your money's worth when it comes to keeping those extensions in as much as you possibly can, because hair grows half an inch a month.
And I feel
So-
there's no pull.
There's no pull whatsoever.
I was worried about that, but I don't
Right.
feel any pull at
Right.
all.
That's the key. So if you put them on correctly like this, you get two things. One, the customer is very, very comfortable. No Advils, no, you're not taking any medication for a headache. And two, they're going to last longer, and they're going to get more mileage out of it when it comes to wear.
Now, how long should these last before they need to be redone?
So hair grows half an inch a month. So if the application was done correctly, like this one here, you should get about 3 months
Okay.
before you change the extension. You're going to remove the extensions and put them back on.
Okay.
Now we are going to get some shedding, which your own hair naturally sheds. So those hair that they get trapped between the sandwiches, when we pull them off, we always have clients asking us, "Oh my God, I'm losing hair because look how much of my own hair are inside the actual tabs," and that's not true. What's going on is your hair shed every day. And when they shed, they got no place to go. They get trapped right in the extension, And when we remove them, that's the only time that they can come out. So don't be worried about it. Just be.
We're gonna have a lot of hair in mine because it falls out every day, a handful.
So you have magical head,
Yes.
right? So it falls
just
out every day a
falls out and
handful,
keeps growing.
but it grows a handful. Wow, it's great.
So
Okay.
Vincent, every 3 months when we come back to
Mm-hmm.
get them taken out and reinstalled, how much does that cost?
So I charge around $250 to $300.
Every 3
It all
months.
depends on, how many they're in there, but usually it's
Okay.
between $250 and $300 every 3 months. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That includes remove, retab, washing your hair, and all that stuff. Full service.
And how long do you think these extensions, we will be able to reuse them? How many times?
Again, depends on the company themselves. I need to be honest. This is the first time I work with this company, and we will find out. But
Okay, great.
that's something with the future videos. We're going to find out the lifespan of these extensions. So for those do-it-yourselfers, probably are going to know when to kind of budget yourself to purchase a new set.
Now, the extensions that you sell, how many times can you usually reuse those?
Usually I like to retab some products that I sell. I like to retab them only twice. Some of them 3 to 4 times. It all depends on the actual bonds and the actual cost. Some, the ones that you retab after 4 times, of course, they're much more expensive because the actual tab is created to the point it can outlast all that in and out.
Right.
And that's
So I think that gives us a lot of motivation to take really good care of the extensions while they're in, so they'll last as long as possible and you don't have to buy a whole nother set.
Correct. So again, professional service, good extensions, good maintenance, all those things are just a good recipe to keep this extension as long as you can, and keeping that budget as low as possible. Don't forget, hair grow half an inch a month, so for Lisa to regrow her hair to that long, beautiful hair that she showed me pictures of, it's going to take quite a few years.
Yep.
So, and a lot of people get shocked, and I have people that come in with chemo patients and says, I'm going to stop chemo in 3 months, and my hair's going to start to grow back, and I agree with them, but
Well, let's
to grow
show
back to
them.
the point that it's going to be long enough, it's going to take many
Vincent,
months.
show them the length of my hair without the bleach. This is 11 months of
So this is an 11-month
11
growth.
months of no dye.
So we're looking at probably 6 to 8 inches, maybe, about
And my
6
hair
and a half to
grows really
7
fast.
inches. So even though people say my hair grows really fast, the bottom line is 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch at best,
Yep.
and that's all you're gonna get.
And this is
So,
fast growing hair.
that's
and
fast-growing
that's
hair.
11 months of growth.
Yeah, so she's got a long way to go
Yep.
to get the hair that she's looking for ultimately before the extensions are no longer needed.
Yep. It's so nice that you can still achieve the look that you want
Correct.
and have something semi-permanent where I could take them out whenever I decided to, but they stay in through your everyday life. You can sleep in them, you can go to the beach. Yep.
So what I want to show you on this side, Lisa, right at the edge of her face, right here, she wants to have some hair here. So what we're doing here, again, on an angle, on an inverted angle like this, so that we can begin to just build up what she needs to create the frontal mass of hair that she wants to have for a particular style. Okay, we're getting close to the end where we're going to put in more extensions on the top, but we're going to use a little bit more of a gap because we want to kind of put a lot of hair underneath the extension. So if sometimes people tend to use extension right next to each other and they stack it, and it really doesn't necessarily mean that you can blend it anymore. It only means that sometimes you can blend it less because you're creating all these bulk here, and all of a sudden you got all these little bit of hair over here, and you can never put them together. So as you go up, what I like to do is I like to feather it.
So we're
So-
this far. You want to show them how
Yeah.
far away you are?
So here's the last extension, so I went up about 2 inches.
Yep.
So because what I want to do is I go up, I want to begin to feather the extension instead of bulking it out tight like I did the bottom. I want to create that bulk, but the top I want to feather it. Okay?
That
So
makes
if you think about how somebody will build something, will build it heavy on the bottom, and the top it gets a little bit lighter, especially if they build a skyscraper, for example. They build just a
Okay.
lighter, and they come in like this. So we are feathering it out, and we are going to bring in more material in there, more hair, and that will be a little bit better.
All right.
Okay? If it's a straight line on the head, you follow that line. If it begins
Okay.
to be a contour, so the curve is here. Think about a road, you go straight until you get the curve. If you get a curve, you don't go straight.
Okay.
So you're gonna go around. So exactly when you put extension, think about it of going on the road and you go straight, and when you come over here, you have no option, because if you go straight, you go straight down, correct? But because it comes around, our head is round, so you kind of begin to contour your extension right here. That's always the best way to put extensions, in my point of view. Again,
Okay.
somebody else might do them differently, and I respect everybody, but this is what I think was successful for me. So I'm gonna go right, almost to the edge right here, because I wanna kinda give you as much as we possibly can, with still you have some here, especially when you put this hair down.
Okay.
So I want to go right to that edge. So here you see, wow, it's very close, but when you bring this down,
Okay.
I'm in good shape, okay? Here we are done with the extensions, we put them on. Now we're gonna proceed with a little bit of a blend. Blending the extension with a razor is gonna be our next thing. I think it's gonna look really, really fabulous when we're done with the extensions, with the cut, with the style. So we're gonna integrate a little bit of that short cut into these long pieces and see how that works out. Okay, we're coming right along over here. We're coming to the end of the cut. I'm gonna keep it a little long here, just a little bit of a late, small little trim right at the ends here. And then just again, we've been layering Lisa's hair as we go along to customize the integration between her short hair and the long hair. And you can see how well it's integrating right now. So that it looks like almost like an ombre going on there, so it looks beautiful. And I'm going to just finish up this side. This is the last side that we do, and then we can see the finished product. Okay, so here's what I do. I just kind of slice the layer right into the extension. I try to bring out some of the color from underneath, because it's important to bring that color out. And this is going to give that stack dimension of short to long extensions. I mean, the short to long layers that we're trying to do when we get to kind of to the very bottom here. And there we go. So right there like that. Beautiful. Again, just follow through with some layer here. And try this at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Do not try this at home.
You might have to start new with a new set of extensions. This is for professional use only, as we say.
It really feels like my own hair. It's amazing. I cannot even tell that there's anything in my
Right.
hair other than my own hair.
That's the beauty. You don't have to feel that you have all these things hanging around your scalp, which gives you a headache. It does all those things that you don't want.
When I wore
What to
the
do.
clip-ins, they always hurt, always. I could not wait. I was counting the minutes until I could take them out. This, I don't even feel the tape.
Well, because it creates tension on the follicle, and then, you know, it hurts after a while. Like I said, we
Yeah.
talked about that little Chinese torture going on
Yep.
there, right? Lisa's a perfectionist, and she told me I gotta do it right. So it doesn't matter that we've been here 7 or 8 hours. I told her I'd like to go to dinner and have something to eat. She goes, no, you have to finish this. I was like, okay.
We're both starving.
Amazing.
And we finally did it.
We
did
did it.
this. All right.
Bye guys. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much for watching.
See you next time.
I will link all of Vincent's information below in the description box. And keep watching for more videos. Bye guys.
Bye bye.